welcome to another Car Booth 1 video. This is an in-depth tour of the 2021 Suzuki Jimny All Grip. This is the Series 2 version, so in terms of the differences of the Series 1 and the Series 2, they're pretty much exactly the same. The only difference between the Series 2 is the Series 2 gets power folding side view mirrors, and that's about it really. So anyway, let's go straight into it. Towards the front you got full LED headlights, as you can see. These also come with auto low beam, so auto high beam and auto low beam. So how that works is when you're driving at night when it's really dark, if there's a vehicle oncoming, the car will detect that and then it'll switch to automatic to low beam to prevent driving the driver, then switch back to high beam, which is actually a really great feature. Another cool feature that you don't see on this one is, well, I would say it's pretty cool. So with the grille here, this is the standard grille, as you can see here. What you can actually get is the other type of grille where it says Suzuki on it, which actually looks a lot better opposed to this grille, so it's probably an option. And yeah, which actually looks really cool, so I wish I had that version to show you. But this is the standard grille, as you can see, and you got some of this plastic cladding all the way here. You can see your Suzuki logo here as well. Even the headlights here, they actually look pretty cool. You can see, I don't know about you, but it kind of reminds you of Iron Man's arc reactor. I know, maybe it's just me, but you can see you got some really nice chrome here, over here. Yeah, I don't know if you can see it, but it looks like Iron Man's arc reactor to me. And you can see you got your indicators over here, which actually kind of reminds you of the older Jimnys, or the Samurai, I think had it that way, the ones they call them in America. You can see the lower portion of the bumper, you got your fog lights. They'll be introducing something called the Suzuki Jimny Light. So what's the difference between the light and that one? The light version will be pretty basic, so you're going to get steel wheels and you're going to get no fog lights, so again making the Jimny's price overall cheaper. So if I just probably get a little bit lower, got your hook there, tow bar hook there, and you can see underneath the car there. It's all pretty much plastic cladding there. It's got a retro design, not just for styling, but actually for functionality. So the purpose of that is actually, so being boxing as it is, it actually makes it a lot more easier to maneuver, especially when you're going in, like, let's say, I don't know, the jungle or something like that. Because if you got curves and stuff like that, it's gonna actually damage the car or get in the way. So it actually makes it a lot more easier to go around corners. That's why everything's really straight and has a lot of straight panels. So that's one thing. Another thing you gotta notice is with the design, if I switch to the wide angle lens, so you can see it's not just got, it's really noisy today, so it's not just got high ground clearance towards the center there, but they've actually made the front of the car actually raised. And if I go over here, they've actually made the rear of the car raised as well, and it's actually shaped in a particular way too. Like you can see, it's kind of like curved like that a little bit. A reason for it is, like, when you're going off-roading, what happens is they've got a lot of ground clearance here, but when you go on the dip, you hit the front end or you hit the rear end when you're going up a really steep hill 45 degrees or going this way. So that kind of avoids that, so easily can go up and down. So it's actually quite smart what Suzuki's done there. So I'll show you the fuel consumption of this car. So the fuel consumption of this car is 6.9 litres per 100 kilometers. This one's fitted with the 4-speed automatic, so the fuel consumption is higher. So I believe you go for the 5-speed manual, you get 6.4 litres. So it's a little bit different. So urban 8.2, extra urban 6.1. Got standard wipers there, as you can see as well. I'll show you your wheels. So here's your wheels on the Jimny. So you got these nice sort of metallic grey finish, as you can see here. You got these sort of cool studs there as well. So disc brakes in the front, and I believe drum brakes on the rear. So in the tyres, you got these beefy Bridgestone Dueler HT tyres. In terms of the tyre size, they are an 15-inch tyre, and they are made in Japan, which is actually quite nice. So you can see it's also quite a chunky tyre. A lot of people are going to upgrade these to, like, probably BF Goodrich's, which are going to give you like a those big sort of like what I call beefy tyres to go proper off-roading. But these are the standard tyres that they come on the car. You can see also, you can see your a bit harder on this angle, but you've got your suspension over there. You can see. I switched to the wide angle lens so you can get a better look at the wheel. And you got all this plastic cladding to protect the car and stuff like that. You also got this what they call drainage system. So what is that? And you see this little rail here? It goes all the way around here. This is actually not for show, but actually what it's for is actually when it rains, it actually lets the water drain run around all the way here and drain out, which is actually quite good. So keeps the car, prevents all the water getting on the car and stuff like that. So I thought it was pretty cool. You can see there's actually a lot of glass too, so you actually got some pretty decent visibility as well. And yeah, which I thought was pretty neat. Now this step towards the rear, you can see brakes. You got drum brakes on the rear, and you see suspension, the body and the frame. The hard. So here's the rear of the Jimny. If I go over here, you can see on the lower portion, you can see you got your reverse lights, your brake lights, and your indicators mounted onto the bottom portion, so on the rear of the bumper here. You can see on this side as well, you can see it's all here, all hard plastics there. Got a rear backup camera as well. And if I go a little bit lower, have a look at the undercarriage, you see suspension there, solid beam axle, which is great for off-roading, so you get a lot of flex when you're going off-road and stuff like that. Okay, you can see the version, Suzuki Jimny all grip, and you can see you got a full-size spare tire as well, also really neat. And you got the gloss back finish. See, Suzuki also comes with, this Jimny comes with the 5-year warranty. Was quite handy. So here is your tailgate. You can see opens really nice and wide, and you can see also in here, you can see there's actually a lot of visibility and stuff like that. You can see normally, especially with the safety standards, they make the roof, they're trying to make sure that in the roller this has to be stronger, so because of that these pillars have to get thicker, and that's what affects the visibility. But in this case you can see it's actually pretty good. Suzuki's done a good job there. So these are the rear seats in terms of how they fold. If I just pull this down, it comes down here. If I pull this down here, that comes down as well, and it actually folds nice and flat. See, all hard plastics here, and you got the metal over there. Got a power outlet here, pretty neat. It's 20-watt power outlet, and you can see you got this sort of kind of reminds you of that aluminium you get a lot of SUVs, but they've done it all in plastic, so it'd be nice if they had that sort of metal finish. But overall pretty good. So you can see the seats fall down nice and flat, makes it easy to slide large suitcases and stuff like that across. Yep, a bit too far. Actually, maybe have it that far back because it'll be easier. And then when you put these seats up, you pretty much lose all your boot space. But this is more of a 2-door car. There will be a 5-door version, I believe, coming, and a ute version, or as in people in America call it, a truck version. So, and I just forgot. You also have a little bit of some neat storage here too, so you can put a little bit some stuff in there. Yeah, that's about it. And the build quality is actually quite nice, so I mean you can just, it's very solid. Have a look at that drainage system there in place. So we can have a look at the interior of the new Jimny. Even the doors, you can see, it's pretty neat. So here's the interior of the new Jimny. Let me just move this sheet of paper and this out of the way. There you go. So here's the interior of the new Jimny. Again, pretty much the same, nothing really changed. I would have liked if they've actually updated the what you call, if they updated the head unit, actually giving it like a little bit of a bigger one, but yeah, it didn't. So here's the interior of the Jimny. So towards the front, you got these really retro kind of style gauges. Kind of reminds you of a old school, like if you sat in the 80s Mitsubishi, it kind of looks like a little bit like that. And it kind of reminds you a little bit of like the cockpit of a fighter plane, like those old 1940s style ones. I thought that was a pretty cool detail. So I'm just going to turn on the gauges, and I'll just put down the brightness. No, you can't see it, so I'm going to have to turn on. There you go. And I'll just put this brightness down. So you can see you got this really nice sort of orange sort of finish. If I go onto this side as well, which actually looks really nice. Towards the middle, you can see you've got a LCD display that kind of displays basic information like your range and your trip and stuff like that, and your fuel and all that. So nothing really much there, and you can see it's all got this sort of nice sort of black gloss, black finish all the way here, which I thought was quite nice. And yeah, it's all hard plastics here, and actually if you look here, you can see you got this sort of, I don't know if you can see you got this sort of textured sort of finish all the way over here, which I thought was pretty nice. So here's your steering wheel, pretty standard looking steering wheel. You can see you got a leather wrap steering wheel. It's got this sort of nice black dot stitching here and here. It's very simple sort of steering wheel. There's no sort of, I mean, other steering wheels have a little bit of bolstering on this one. This one doesn't, which I thought was interesting. So pretty simple. And you can see you've got all your switches here, hands-free telephone, and you can see they all feel very nice. So you got your wiper controls to the left, and then you've got your headlight indicator controls to the right. And you can see you got auto lights as well. And let me tell you a little fun fact, no one ever leaves them on auto. So just leave your car on auto, you'll never go wrong. A lot of people have been driving with their parkers on. So a lot of people have been doing this and then driving with the parkers on, and they don't even realize their headlights are off. So yeah, there's a news article about that. Anyway, so you can see the quality feels pretty good. So yeah, well, I hope people realize that they're driving like that. You can see also in the vents also have a kind of nice sort of different sort of finish. I don't think they had done the series one because I don't recall this being a bronze finish, but yeah, it actually looks pretty neat. So that's to close and open it. You can see, quite nice. So let's see the head unit. So the head unit is pretty standard, nothing special there. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. In terms of the colors, they look a little bit washed out for my liking. I would have liked if Suzuki kind of made a bigger screen and updated that, but they didn't. So yeah. So let's have a little listen of the radio. You can just have a little idea if there's any music. Hopefully there isn't. I won't stress too much. I think that's not the best station because this doesn't seem to make much reception on that one. Highway between the South Kibby Freeway and McDowell Road. So it doesn't look like there's any music, but anyway, you can get a listen. So probably there's not much reception here, but I did try this earlier, and it's actually quite clear. So there's a lot of wires. I don't know if you can see. That's probably what's interfering with the signal, but it's actually quite a crisp audio system, which is good. The screen is not too bad, I guess. Could be better, but yeah, I would have liked if they updated it. Got navigation as well. Confirm, and you can see it kind of feels alright. But yeah, they could have updated it. That's about it. And you can connect your phone and stuff like that. And I did mention earlier with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, so you can have your own phone interface onto here, and it's just much more nicer than using the inbuilt sort of UI they've got. So over here you can see you've also got your air conditioning. You got climate control here. So if I turn this up, you can see You've got your highest temperature, looks like appears to be 32, and the lowest appears to be 18 degrees. This is in Celsius. I'll give you the Fahrenheit numbers in the motion graphics. So you got a front, rear demister, and then you can see you can go auto, which means that it kind of cycles through whatever the front, the rear, the whatever vents they are, and you can cycle through each one, which is kind of cool. Recycling, air conditioning, and then all your different modes, so you can kind of go through each one where you want the air to go. No, I shouldn't do that, it's not good. Click off there. So you can see also the buttons actually feel very nicely made. You can see they feel very solid. All your buttons feel really good as well. You've got hill descent control, so when the car goes down the incline, you can automatically start braking and stuff like that to prevent the car from slipping. You also got something called that's another really cool feature. I think it's called LSD braking. So how this works is if this has got 4-wheel drive, so you can have this wheel and the one diagonal behind me to brake, and then send power to only these two wheels just to gain traction, which is actually pretty cool. So that's also another good feature this has as well. Autonomous braking, so you know that it's got the sensor over here. So how that works is when it detects a vehicle in front, the car will automatically stop braking, or let's say a pedestrian jumps out, the car can start braking in case you panic or something like that. Got automatic windows, and also even the buttons, you can see they feel really nice, and I just kind of like how it feels very retro and rugged. Even all these sort of like screws here, which I don't think they're functional or anything, they just feel, it just kind of gives a really cool like utility sort of feel. And yeah, it's quite cool. See your storage there. Even all your vents, they look quite nice and they feel really good. See, the quality is really great. So a couple hard plastics and all that, but it's good though, so it's still solid. It's still a car. So you got a 4-speed transmission here. You can go for the 5-speed manual, which I recommend. And yeah, so I think it'll just be more useful when you're going off-road and stuff like that. You got all your controls. You can set, so you got 2-wheel high range, 4-wheel high range, and 4-wheel low range. So you can switch it to those sort of settings when you're going on different sort of terrain and stuff like that. Got old school style handbrake as well. And then looks like you got some storage here, which is kind of a little bit useless. You've only got like 2. This can fit this 750 milliliter bottle here, which can fit just these 2. That's about it. But you don't really have any storage for the sides here, which is kind of unfortunate. And it looks like you got some storage here, some blank buttons here, and yeah. So you can see your seats here also. You can see it's also got this sort of interesting sort of pattern here. There you go. And it looks like it has a different sort of finish on the ball strings here. But yeah, pretty flat sort of style seats. And yeah, so you can see all there. You can see also here you've got your vending mirror. What am I grabbing? You've got your vending mirror here. You've got another one here. I would like if they had some extra handles here, so if you want to go, so just holding this one, you know, you got some, the passenger can hold to that, but they've got these ones, so I guess they're alright. But yeah, pretty cool. You got some additional black buttons, which I don't know what they do. And I believe this is not the top spec, because this one comes with the key ignition, whereas the blank button there, I believe, is for stop start. And then this one, as I mentioned, you got power folding mirrors. I did mention you got lane departure warning, so the steering wheel will vibrate, alert you that you're going out of your lane, and then direct you back, which is actually quite neat. You can turn off that forward collision if that's kind of annoying. And looks like you got headlight washers. Yeah, you got headlight washers and 2 additional blank buttons, which don't know what they do. So over here, we'll just have another look of the interior. very solid. So I'm just going to tilt this, and this should, oh, it's not doing it. I thought this would slide forward. Okay, don't. Alright, so I'm just going to go over here, and this is the rear. See also the mats, which are optional, out. So I'm actually quite short, so I'm going to pretty much squeeze in here pretty alright, but I think getting in and out will be a little bit tricky. I'll just close this door. Hate this. Anyway, there we go. And we'll just move this up. Okay. So I've actually moved the seat a little relatively forward, so it's not really the best example. So I'll just show you. So the rear seats look a little bit different than the front seats. So you can see they've kind of got this sort of like waterproof sort of finish. I don't know if you can see that. You got some isofix points there, which is great when you want to mount a small child seat. And all hard, and you got metal. And you can see the visibility is actually surprisingly pretty good. So you can see you got a lot of glass around you for the rear. A little bit of a blind spot there, but overall, lots of glass. It's actually quite surprising. Really nice if they put, I think because this is the art of the car, maybe they could have put some stuff there. But if I was really nitpicky, if I put my feet here, this piece of paper out of the way. So there's plenty of headroom. I'm pretty short. I'm 5'5", so obviously I'm going to fit anywhere. But I think for short distance journeys, tall people will fit here easily with the headroom. With the leg room, this one I've put it pretty far back. And if I'm up, my knees up to here, I think people who are tall are going to a little bit struggle. Let's face it. But I guess it's good for a little short if you're going for short distances and stuff like that. That's assuming I've put the seat fully back if you're really tall in front. So this is a worst case scenario. So if you're my height, put the seat all the way back, should be just about right. You can see those are the drinks there. Drink can fit there. Now while we're here, I think I'll just show you the dashboard from the rear seat. So, fun fact, when I filmed this car, my 2018 version, it was a, believe it or not, it's 1 year waiting list. Guess what's the waiting list now? 6 months. Hasn't really improved. So it's pretty funny. So if you gotta wait 6 months, why? Because one thing, COVID. Secondly, they didn't know how much demand this car would be. So they underestimated demand and they just cannot keep up. So whatever you see is what you're gonna get. So kind of unfortunate, especially COVID, they're opening and shutting down Japan, and it makes it hard for them to produce cars, so unfortunate. So let's just go and okay, so that was kind of messy. So I kind of would have liked if they had a little handle here to easily grab onto, but they don't, so it kind of makes it a little bit difficult, and you're just gonna have to dock when you're getting out, just like that. But yeah. So there you go. So I'll just do this. Ambulance. There's been a lot of ambulances lately. So the engine. It's probably one of those COVID things. Anyway, so here's the engine. So there's a 100 horsepower engine, about 75 kilowatts. It's an inline 4-cylinder, 1.5 litre engine. So here's the brake fluid, the battery. See your airbox on the top. You've got a lot of space here, so I think it's actually kind of funny how it works. So you can see. So these are built in Japan, in case you're wondering. and I think they retail about 42,000. I'll correct that with the description. Oops, that was a bit loud. So that's one of the walk around of the 2021 Suzuki Jimny. This car is available at Penfold Suzuki, in case you're interested in purchasing this car. Sorry for that background noise, it's just a bit of a busy day, but anyway, hope you enjoyed this video, and feel free to like and subscribe. My website's still coming, try and make it perfect, so hope you, and yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and feel free to like and subscribe. Thank you, thanks for watching.